The heart pounds. You're standing in your kitchen, replaying the argument from 3 hours ago, hands still shaking from words you can't take back. Or maybe you're lying awake at 2 in the morning, mind racing through tomorrow's presentation, building worst-case scenarios that haven't happened and probably never will. This is the cost of an untrained mind. It runs wild, drags you into every storm, turns minor turbulence into full catastrophe. We live in a world that rewards reaction. Scroll, react, respond, repeat. Someone says something offensive online, your blood pressure spikes. Plans change last minute, panic sets in. The future feels uncertain, anxiety becomes your constant companion. And somewhere along the way, you started believing this is just how life works. That chaos is inevitable and you're simply supposed to survive it, white-knuckled and exhausted. But 2,000 years ago, men who faced actual chaos, war, slavery, political assassination, plague, discovered something different. They found that the mind could be disciplined. That calm wasn't reserved for the lucky few, but available to anyone willing to train for it. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire while it crumbled. Epictetus was born a slave and died a teacher of emperors. Seneca counseled a madman and kept his center. They had a secret, not a philosophy to study, a practice to live. 9 principles, ancient roots, modern battles. If you're done being controlled by chaos, drop "I am unshakable" in the comments. Say it out loud as you type it. That's your first act of training, declaring who you're becoming. Your training starts now. Lesson 1. Epictetus said it plainest. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. This is where Stoic calm begins, not in denying reality, but in drawing a clear line between what belongs to you and what doesn't. Your thoughts, your judgments, your effort, your character, these are yours. Everything else, not yours. The weather, traffic, other people's opinions, the economy, whether your flight gets delayed, whether someone returns your text. Most of us waste enormous energy trying to control things we never could. We argue with reality. We rage at the rain. We stress over outcomes that haven't happened yet and may never happen at all. And in doing so, we hand our peace over to forces completely outside our reach. Imagine you're stuck in traffic on the way to an important meeting. You can feel your heart rate climbing, frustration building, thoughts spiraling. This is unacceptable. I'm going to be late, they'll think I'm unreliable. But here's the truth. You don't control the traffic. You never did. Complaining about it doesn't move the cars. Anger doesn't clear the road. What do you control? Your response. You can call ahead. You can breathe. You can accept the situation and use the time to mentally prepare. You can choose not to let something outside your control ruin your internal state. Try this. When you feel stress rising, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, release it. If yes, act on it. That simple filter will save you years of suffering. The calm mind doesn't try to control the uncontrollable. It focuses its power where power actually lives, within. Lesson 2. The Stoics had a practice that sounds dark but is deeply liberating, premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. Before the day began, Marcus Aurelius would sit quietly and imagine everything that could go wrong. Difficult people, setbacks, betrayals, loss. Not to torture himself, but to prepare himself. Most of us avoid thinking about bad outcomes. We cross our fingers and hope for the best, which leaves us blindsided when things go sideways. The Stoic does the opposite. By mentally rehearsing adversity, you remove its power to shock you. When the difficult thing actually happens, you've already met it in your mind. you're ready. Seneca wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. The trials are coming." That's not pessimism, that's reality. The question is whether you'll face them fragile and surprised, or prepared and grounded. Here's how to practice it. Each morning, take 2 minutes to imagine potential challenges. Maybe it's a tough conversation at work. Maybe your project gets rejected. Maybe someone's rude to you in line at the store. Don't dwell in catastrophe, just acknowledge the possibility. Then ask yourself, if this happens, how will I respond with calm and intention? This isn't about inviting negativity, it's about building resilience. Athletes visualize performance under pressure. Soldiers train for combat before the battle. You're doing the same with your mind. When hardship arrives and you think, "I knew this could happen. I'm ready," you'll stand firm instead of collapsing. You won't waste energy on shock or denial. You'll move straight to response. The prepared mind doesn't panic. It acts. Lesson 3. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself constantly, confine yourself to the present. Think about where your suffering actually lives. Anxiety is almost always about the future, things that haven't happened and might never happen. Regret is about the past, things you can no longer change. But right now, in this exact moment, are you okay? Is there an actual problem demanding your attention right now? Most of the time, the present moment is fine. It's your mind time traveling that creates the chaos. Seneca observed that we're never truly living. We're always preparing to live or regretting that we didn't live differently. We lose today by obsessing over yesterday or tomorrow, and in doing so, we lose the only time we actually possess. Here's the shift. When you notice your mind spiraling into future worries or past mistakes, bring it back. Not harshly, not with frustration, gently, like guiding a child back to the path. Ask yourself, what is required of me right now? Not in an hour, not next week. Now. If there's action to take, take it. If there's nothing to do, release the mental grip. The present moment is the only place where you have power. You can't act in the past, it's gone. You can't act in the future, it doesn't exist yet. You can only act here. And when you bring your full attention to here, you reclaim your calm. Try this. Throughout your day, pause and notice where your mind is. If it's anywhere but now, guide it back. Feel your breath. Notice what's around you. Ground yourself in this moment. The present is the only time frame that can't overwhelm you because it's all there is. Lesson 4. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Read that again. The event doesn't hurt you. Your judgment about the event does. Someone cancels plans. That's a neutral fact. You decide whether it means they don't value you, or simply that something came up. You get critical feedback at work. That's information. You decide whether it's an attack on your worth or an opportunity to improve. The rain ruins your picnic. That's weather. You decide whether it's a disaster or a chance to adapt and find a different kind of day. We walk through life assigning meaning to everything, often without realizing we're doing it. And those meanings, not the events themselves, create our emotional experience. James Stockdale, a Navy pilot shot down over Vietnam, spent over 7 years as a prisoner of war. He survived torture and isolation by applying Epictetus's teachings. He realized he couldn't control his captors, the conditions, or his release. But he could control how he interpreted his suffering. He chose to see it as a test, not a tragedy. That choice kept him sane when others broke. You have the same power in smaller battles. When something happens, pause before you react. Ask yourself, what story am I telling about this? Is it true? Is it helpful? What else could this mean? The event is just data. Your judgment turns it into suffering or strength. Don't let your automatic thoughts run the show. Question them, revise them. Choose interpretations that serve your peace, not your panic. Calm begins with conscious interpretation. Lesson 5. Seneca practiced something radical. He would occasionally live like a poor man. He'd sleep on a hard floor, eat plain food, wear simple clothes. Why? To prove to himself that poverty, the thing most people feared, wasn't actually that terrible, and in doing so, he stripped fear of its power. The principle: a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. If you only train in comfort, you'll shatter under pressure. But if you voluntarily introduce discomfort into your life, you build resilience before you need it. When real hardship arrives, you're not fragile, you're ready. This is why some people take cold showers, fast periodically, wake up early, exercise when they don't feel like it. Not because they enjoy suffering, but because they're training. They're teaching their nervous system that discomfort isn't dangerous, that they can handle hard things, that they don't need everything to be easy in order to be okay. You can start small, skip a meal, and notice that hunger isn't an emergency. Take a cold shower and realize the discomfort passes. Say no to an easy comfort and choose the harder, better path. Each time you do this, you build proof. I can handle more than I thought. I'm stronger than my cravings. I don't need constant ease to survive. When chaos comes, and it will, you won't be meeting hardship for the first time. You'll have already trained for it in 1,000 small ways. The Stoics didn't fear difficulty because they practiced it. They knew their limits because they tested them, and when the real storm hit, they stood firm while others crumbled. Train in comfort, break in chaos, or train in discomfort, and stand unshaken when it matters most. Lesson 6. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, would practice what's now called the view from above. He would imagine himself rising up, over his city, over his empire, over the earth itself, until his problems looked impossibly small. From that height, the argument that consumed his morning was a whisper. The insult that stung was invisible. The crisis that felt world-ending was a momentary flicker in the vast expanse of time and space. This isn't about dismissing your problems or pretending they don't matter. It's about perspective. When you're nose to nose with a problem, it fills your entire vision. You lose sight of everything else. But when you zoom out, you see the truth. Most of what consumes you is temporary, small, and ultimately manageable. Try this. When you're spiraling, pause and imagine yourself from above. Picture your street, your city, your country, the planet. Notice how small the moment becomes. Then zoom out further. Imagine the solar system, the galaxy, the universe. Consider that 100 years from now, this moment won't even be a memory. Does that make it meaningless? No, but it does strip away the exaggerated importance your anxious mind assigned to it. You're one person, in one moment, on one spinning rock in an incomprehensibly vast cosmos. That fact can either terrify you or free you. The Stoics chose freedom. When you realize how brief and small your life is in the grand scale, you stop wasting energy on petty grievances. You stop letting minor frustrations steal your peace. You start focusing on what actually matters: your character, your choices, your contribution. The view from above doesn't shrink your importance, it clarifies it. Lesson 7. Amor fati, love your fate, not tolerate it, not endure it. Love it. This is one of the hardest and most powerful Stoic teachings. It asks you to embrace everything that happens, not just the good but the bad, the painful, the unfair, as necessary, even beneficial. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every obstacle, every setback, every disappointment is raw material. You can resist it, rage against it, wish it were different, and stay stuck. Or you can accept it fully and ask, what can I do with this? When you resist reality, you suffer twice. Once from the event itself, and again from your refusal to accept it. But when you stop fighting what is and start working with it, something shifts. You reclaim your energy. You stop wasting time on anger or denial and redirect it toward response. This doesn't mean becoming passive. It means seeing clearly. If your flight gets cancelled, you can scream at the gate agent, who can't change it, or you can accept the situation and make a new plan. If you lose your job, you can spiral into victimhood, or you can see it as a forced opportunity to find something better. Acceptance isn't weakness, it's clarity. It's the refusal to waste energy on battles you can't win. Here's the practice. When something unwanted happens, take a breath and say, "This is what's happening, I accept it." Not "I like it," just "I accept it." Then ask, "What's my next move?" You don't control what life gives you, but you control whether you fight reality or work with it. Love your fate. Use your obstacles. Turn every setback into fuel. Lesson 8. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Nazi concentration camps, discovered something extraordinary in the worst conditions imaginable. He wrote, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." That space, that pause, is where calm lives. Most people react instantly. Something happens, and they respond on autopilot. Someone insults them, they insult back. Something goes wrong, they panic. A trigger appears, and the reaction fires without thought. But you're not a machine. You don't have to react immediately. You can pause. Even a single breath creates space. In that breath, you step out of autopilot and into choice. You interrupt the stimulus-response loop that's been running your life and reclaim your agency. Try this. Next time you feel triggered, anger rising, anxiety spiking, frustration building, do nothing. Don't speak, don't act, just breathe. Count to 3. Feel the impulse, but don't obey it. In that space, ask yourself, is this reaction going to serve me? Is this who I want to be right now? What response would I be proud of an hour from now? That pause is your superpower. It's the difference between being controlled by your emotions and choosing your response. It's the difference between regret and intentionality. The reactive person is a passenger in their own life, jerked around by every stimulus. The calm person pauses, considers, and chooses. Same event, entirely different outcome. You can't always control what happens, but in that sacred pause between what happens and what you do next, you have absolute freedom. That's where your training pays off. That's where you prove you're no longer at the mercy of the moment. Lesson 9. You don't become calm by reading about it once. You become calm by training every single day. Seneca had a practice. Every evening, he reviewed his day. He'd ask himself, where did I lose my calm? Where did I react instead of respond? What could I have done differently? Not to punish himself, but to learn, to refine, to get better. The Stoics understood what modern neuroscience confirms. You are what you repeatedly do. Your mind is like a muscle. If you practice reactivity, you get better at reacting. If you practice calm, you get better at staying centered. Think of an athlete. They don't train once and expect to perform in the championship. They train daily in small repetitions, building muscle memory so that when the pressure comes, their body knows what to do without thinking. Your mind works the same way. Every moment of frustration is a training opportunity. Every time you pause instead of reacting, you're building the neural pathway of calm. Every time you question a judgment, accept reality, or focus on what you control, you're strengthening that muscle. Here's your daily practice. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes. Reflect on the moments you lost your center. Don't judge yourself harshly, just notice. Then imagine how you'll handle it differently next time. Visualize yourself pausing, choosing, responding with intention. Do this every day, not perfectly, just consistently. Over weeks and months, you'll notice something remarkable. The things that used to hijack you stop having the same power. The triggers lose their grip. You become harder to shake, steadier under pressure, calmer in chaos. Not because you're special, because you trained. Calm is built in repetition, one breath, one pause, one choice at a time. The trained mind. You started this video reactive. Maybe you didn't realize it, but every frustration, every spiral, every moment you felt controlled by circumstances, that was a reactive state. Now you have the blueprint. You know the dichotomy of control, where your power lives and where it doesn't. You know how to prepare your mind for adversity before it strikes. You know the present moment is the only place you can act, and that your judgments create your suffering more than events ever could. You've learned to train through voluntary discomfort, to zoom out for perspective, to accept reality instead of fighting it. You know the pause between stimulus and response is sacred, and you know that none of this works unless you practice it daily, not once. These 9 lessons aren't theory. They're not philosophy to admire from a distance. They're a training regimen for your mind, tested across 2,000 years by people who faced wars, slavery, imprisonment, and empire. They worked for Marcus Aurelius on the battlefield, for Epictetus in chains, for Seneca in the chaos of Rome, for Stockdale in a prison cell, for Frankl in a concentration camp. And they'll work for you if you use them. Calm isn't something you hope for, it's something you build, brick by brick, breath by breath, choice by choice. The world will test you, traffic will trap you, people will disappoint you, plans will fall apart, chaos will arrive uninvited. That's guaranteed. But now you're not helpless. You're not at the mercy of circumstance. You're trained. So start today. Pick one lesson. Practice it in the small moments, the minor frustrations, the everyday triggers. Build the muscle now so it's there when the real storm comes. Because calm isn't luck. It's not a gift. It's not who you are. It's what you practice. And you just learned how. If this resonated with you and you're committed to building a mind that doesn't break, drop a comment. Calm is my practice. Then subscribe to the Stoic mode and hit that notification bell. We're just getting started on this path to inner mastery. The world will test you, but now you're ready. Thank you for listening. Choose wisely.